A shocking turn of events, the no-confidence vote and its impact. The French government has collapsed. This unprecedented event sends shockwaves through the nation. Prime Minister Michel Barnier lost a crucial no-confidence vote. The National Assembly voted against him with a clear majority. Out of 574 votes, 331 were in favor of the motion. This is a significant blow to President Emmanuel Macron. His leadership is now in question. The country faces uncertainty. This collapse is a defining moment in modern French history. It is a rare occurrence, signifying deep political instability. The last time a French government faced such a defeat was in 1962. The implications of this event are far-reaching. It throws the country's future into question. The balance of power has shifted dramatically. Macron now faces an uphill battle. He must navigate a divided and volatile political landscape. The no-confidence vote exposes the fragility of his government. His ability to govern effectively is now in doubt. The coming days will be crucial in determining the direction France takes. The no-confidence vote was triggered by mounting opposition to Macron's policies. His austerity measures and controversial reforms have sparked anger. The public feels increasingly disillusioned with his leadership. This vote is a clear message of discontent from both the people and the political establishment. It remains to be seen how Macron will respond to this crisis. The path to crisis: austerity, opposition, and accusations of authoritarianism. The road to the no-confidence vote was paved with controversy. At the heart of the crisis was Barnier's proposed 2025 Social Security budget. This budget, a cornerstone of Macron's economic policy, aimed to reduce public spending by a staggering £50 billion. The proposal was met with immediate resistance from across the political spectrum. The far-left New Popular Front and the far-right National Rally united in their opposition. They argued that the cuts were too severe and would disproportionately impact the most vulnerable members of society. Adding fuel to the fire was Macron's decision to bypass parliamentary approval. He invoked a constitutional clause to enforce the budget by presidential decree. This move was widely condemned as an assault on democratic processes. Critics accused Macron of authoritarianism, arguing that he was sidelining the legislature and consolidating power in the executive branch. This is not the first time Macron has been accused of such tactics. His tenure has been marked by a tendency to govern by decree, particularly when it comes to pushing through unpopular reforms. The Social Security budget was merely the tipping point. Macron's use of constitutional tools to circumvent Parliament has been a recurring theme of his presidency. His pension reforms, for instance, were met with widespread protests and accusations of democratic backsliding. The Yellow Vest movement, which erupted in 2018, was a direct response to Macron's perceived disregard for the concerns of ordinary citizens. The movement, characterized by its yellow vests and often violent protests, brought France to a standstill. It forced Macron to make concessions, but it also left a lasting scar on his presidency. The no-confidence vote was a culmination of these simmering tensions. It was a clear signal that Macron's approach to governance had alienated a significant portion of the population. His reliance on decrees and his perceived authoritarian tendencies had finally caught up with him. Echoes of the past, historical parallels in the fragility of French governance. The current political crisis in France is not without precedent. It evokes memories of past upheavals, highlighting the cyclical nature of French political history. The most striking parallel can be drawn to 1962, when the government of Georges Pompidou, then Prime Minister under President Charles de Gaulle, suffered a similar fate. Pompidou, like Macron, faced strong opposition to his policies, particularly from the left. His government was censured by the National Assembly, leading to its collapse. De Gaulle, a towering figure in French politics, responded by calling for new elections. He appealed directly to the French people, framing the crisis as a battle between his vision for France and the obstructionism of the political elite. De Gaulle's gamble paid off. He won a resounding victory in the elections, emerging from the crisis with his authority enhanced. However, Macron is not de Gaulle. He lacks the same level of public support and the historical stature that allowed de Gaulle to weather such storms. Moreover, the current crisis also exposes the inherent fragility of the Fifth Republic. Established in 1958, the Fifth Republic was designed to provide France with a more stable and effective system of government than its predecessor, the Fourth Republic. The Fourth Republic, plagued by weak coalition governments and constant ministerial reshuffles, was characterized by its instability. The Fifth Republic, with its strong presidency and streamlined decision-making processes, was supposed to be different. However, the current crisis, coupled with Macron's reliance on decrees, has reignited debates about the Fifth Republic's resilience. Critics argue that Macron's governing style, while technically within the bounds of the Constitution, undermines the spirit of the Fifth Republic. They point to the increasing concentration of power in the presidency and the erosion of parliamentary authority as worrying signs. An uncertain future, repercussions, challenges, and the road ahead. The collapse of the French government has plunged the country into a period of profound uncertainty. The repercussions of this event are likely to be felt for years to come. The immediate challenge for Macron is to restore a semblance of order. He must appoint a new prime minister who can command the confidence of the National Assembly. However, finding a suitable candidate will be a Herculean task. The political landscape is fractured, and trust in Macron's leadership is at an all-time low. The economic fallout is already being felt. The uncertainty surrounding the future direction of the country has rattled investors. The CAC 40 index, a key indicator of the French stock market, has plummeted since the no-confidence vote. The euro has also weakened against other major currencies. France, the second-largest economy in the eurozone, plays a pivotal role in the bloc's stability. The current crisis could have ripple effects across the European Union, particularly if it leads to a prolonged period of political paralysis in Paris. Meanwhile, Macron's opponents are emboldened. Marine Le Pen, leader of the far-right National Rally, has seized on the crisis to further her own political ambitions. She has called for new elections, confident that her party can capitalize on the public's discontent with the status quo. On the left, Jean-Luc Mélenchon, leader of the far-left La France Insoumise, France Unbowed, has also demanded Macron's resignation. He argues that Macron has lost all legitimacy and that new elections are the only way out of the crisis. Macron, however, has vowed to stay the course. He insists that he will see out his term, which ends in 2027, but his ability to govern effectively is severely compromised. He faces a hostile parliament, a restive population, and emboldened opponents. The road ahead is fraught with challenges. The future of France hangs in the balance.